So at one time I fancied myself a gardener, but I was really fortunate that long before those days, I learned what is probably the most important lesson there is for the average gardener to know, and that's when to plant tomatoes, right? You know what I'm talking about here. If you plant your tomatoes too early, you might lose all your plants, right? At some point, those plants will get hardy enough to be in the ground, but when they're seedlings, they're very, very delicate. Now, I'm thinking about this particular thing because this weekend is Derby Day. It's the Kentucky Derby coming up this weekend. And I learned my gardening lesson when I was in seminary, when I was a seminary student living in Louisville, Kentucky. Here's the lesson that I learned. Plant your tomatoes on Derby Day. Plant your tomatoes on Derby Day. Plant your tomatoes on Derby Day and everything will be all right. Do not, those good people in Louisville taught me, do not plant your tomatoes until after the first Saturday in May. If you want to avoid any late bouts of frost or freezing, we know what this is, right? Just a couple weeks ago, we know. When we moved back to Kansas City, Kansas City sits slightly higher than Louisville, and so Geraldine and I modified this song to Mother's Day, plant your tomatoes on Mother's Day, and that worked out just fine for us. Now, the point of this story is this. Gardeners know that if you want to eat tomatoes in the summer, you have to pay attention to the soil, water, and the weather in the spring. This Sunday, we're going to begin a new worship series called Prepare a Table. Now, the Bible loves stories and metaphors about food and about eating together. Anytime that the Bible talks about a banquet or the Bible talks about a feast, we know that the Bible is talking about making sure that everyone involved gets to live a full and a good life. And that is work that Christians have been called to be a part of. And it starts with us making sure that we are paying attention to the soil, water, and weather of our lives, so to speak. Because if we don't pay attention to those things going on in our lives, then there is little chance of God's grace growing strong inside of us. Now, one of the ways that we're going to talk about preparing a table this month is not only talking about our individual selves, but talking about us as a congregation. How do we as a congregation prepare a table? One of the ways we're going to do that is we're going to talk to fellow congregation members who are serving on the board of the Westminster Foundation. The Westminster Foundation is one of the resources that we have set up to help us to ensure the long-term future of the mission and the ministry of this congregation. It's one of the ways that we plant a seed today so that future generations can have an abundant harvest. So prepare a table. Prepare a table. That's our new worship series starting on Sunday. If you haven't already, go to the website and make your reservations for one of our 3 services. 8:30 here at the chapel at Chartel, 10 o'clock here in the sanctuary at Chartel, or 5 o'clock up at Rockwell. I also want to let you know that starting next Tuesday, May the 4th, Tuesday evening, we are going to start holding evening prayer on Tuesday nights through May. Those reservations are ready as well. We'll be holding those just out here in the garden court. So get on, make your reservation for 6 o'clock on Tuesday night for evening prayer. Friends, I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you have a great Derby Day if that's what you're into. And I'll look forward to seeing you on Sunday. Peace be with you.